Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Micks Mowers. And today's episode, we're going to take a little look at the Power Force lawnmower that I picked up for nothing. Just around the corner, actually, literally just around the corner, about 2 seconds away. No, very close indeed. It's got a bag of bits here with the pull cord assembly. The springs come out, all the nuts and bolts are in it, I believe. Bloke said that he can't repair it, so he says he's just giving it away. He's since then bought another lawnmower, so that's good on him. And good on me, so I can get a free lawnmower and hopefully get it to run. Hopefully it runs sweet. If it does, just get a little service, get it out and get it sorted. If this is your first time I'm watching Micks Mowers, hit the old subscribe button, whack the old bell, set notifications to all. About to tell you that one, I'll be releasing another video, or two, I'm on my weekly live stream on a Saturday night. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty. Let's check out sort of Power Force lawnmower, see if we can't get it fixed and get it running. Okay, so I've emptied the bag out. Let's see if we've got all the bits. We need 3 of them. That holds the pull cord assembly down. Got 3 of them. I'm assuming that must go on top to hold the inner side down. We've got the metal plate. Should be a spring. A little one of those. Should be a washer as well to go onto that one, which should probably be that darker one, I dare say. That one goes onto there together. 2 dogs. Missing the springs. 2 dogs might be inside. I've got 4 washers here, so it looks like we've got a very good fighting chance. So let's bring over the actual pull cord itself. Yeah, got the 2 little tiny springs. That's cool. For my dogs. It should go in there, one way or t'other. Like that. Yeah, there's one. 2. So happy with that. Got the pull cord in there. It's actually a good, really good length, so I'm not going to bother putting a new one in. And then we've got the spring, which is a little bit, it's untangled, so let me just get hold of it before I have my eye out. Here's a spring. That'd be the end that goes in the centre. So I want the far end, which would be this one here. Bring this back. Turn it over, and it's only going one way, which is that way there. It goes in that way and it's going to coil that way. So all we're going to do is very carefully start to coil this up. Now you've got to apply pressure down. The dogs on the bottom may fall off, don't worry about it if they do. And just start to coil that in. Now it will want to try and jump out on you, so go very careful. Just take your time, and if it comes out, it could have you right in the eyeball, so go really careful. So all I'm doing is just coiling this in, keeping the pressure down all the time. Bit by bit, little by little. Don't try and rush this, like that, you see. As soon as you take the pressure off, it'll jump out. Okay, so that'll be a lesson to you, and a warning. So, stick it in, and start to bend it round. It might be easier to do it like this, to spin the whole device. The cord's going to get in the way as I'm coiling it, that's one of the issues. And just keep it all nice and low, little by little. We're getting to about the point we were last time. And it's really now starting to fight. My thumbs are already aching. Stuff's going flying on the old bench because it's trying to fight me all the way. I'll grab the camera in a minute if I ain't careful. Sorry for knocking the old camera, but that's the spring. There's not a lot I can do about that. Bring it out of the way a bit. I want you guys to see, that's the problem. Keep it coiling, keep pushing that down all the way. And you get to the end, this is where the hardest bit is, because it is now trying to come out of where it wants to where I'm trying to put it. So I'm now going to change tactics and start to move the spring around rather than the actual device. That way I can keep 2 points of contact on it with fingers and thumbs at all times. So if it comes out now, it's literally going to butcher me in half. So go really, really careful. If you're that way inclined, feel free to wear eye protection, what have you, and that's it. Once it's in, it shouldn't then jump back out, okay? Once it's in. As long as you're careful with it. If you knock it about a bit, it will. Okay? So I'm happy with that. You can now bring in your pull cord itself, and there will be a little tiny slot just here down the bottom, and that is where this little tiny chappy has to sit inside there. Okay, so let's tip it up and then figure out where that little tiny spring comes out, and that bit there goes down in the center. That's got to be about there, and you'll feel it just drop into place when it finds it. If you don't get it, very carefully remove it, and you may have to do a little tiny bit of jiggery pokery just to get it into the right position, but with a little bit of force eventually it will just sit down. Not yet though. Just be mindful of that spring, because that spring is trying to jump out all the time. So what I may do, there's no reason why that shouldn't actually fall in. I'm going to take this cord out because I need to recoil it anyway. Now, just give me a bit more manipulation on the actual on this pull cord, a bit more free movement. It might be the reason why is it's just not quite out enough. Let me put it to about there. It wants to go about there, I'll say. You'll feel it when it goes. It just dropped down. There it goes. See it drop? That's it. So now that's now got that. Okay, that's now in position, and you should now be able to coil that, and it should then slowly go back. Okay, so that's cool. Next thing we want to do is bring in the spare parts it had, and we need this piece here, we need that piece there, we need that piece there, and a washer. So that washer may go down first. Yep. And then that bolt goes on, and then that spring, I believe, goes on the inside. Drop that all down together. And that little tiny spring's come out of its place just there. It should be on the outside of the dog, which enables it to come back on itself. That's it. So let's put that back into place. Put that all the way down. This may not be put back together right yet. We shall find out in a bit. Because that spring, I don't think, wants to fit through that washer. It does. Cool. Right, put it all in together. Let me grab a 10mm socket or 8mm socket. Oh. Little screwdriver with an 8mm. Oh, what's that on there? That's a 932s. 8mm 932s. I've had a bit of an exchange overnight. I'm going to screw that down, just in position. Now, by rights, as you pull that, dogs come out. As you wind it, which will be that way, that nut should stay still. You don't want that nut in the middle to move. Okay, so that's now correct. Next thing I want to do is bring back the pull cord, which, as I said, is at good length. And it's already got a hole in it, a knot in it. So I'm going to melt the end, point it off into a point, and And then all you've then got to do is find out where that little tiny bit of string goes. It should be around here somewhere. There it is there, I think. Yeah, that's it there. So there's a hole. And it goes that way. There's a hole in the pull cord assembly, which is going to be... Where did he go? A bit further around yet. There it is there. The hole's coming around now. Get your pull cord, stick it through the hole on the inside. Get plenty of slack on. Stick it through the hole, all the way through. Line it up, and it come out the other side. That's it. Stick it through, like so, and then push that little tiny knot all the way down into the housing of the pull cord. It'll sit down nice and flush. So it's out the way. Once that's now done, we can now wind this pull cord up. But what you want to do beforehand is get your forceps and just sneak out a bit of this pull cord from the inside. This is just how I do it. And get hold of it a bit. There it goes. Right, with that piece now pulled out, what we can now do is now wind this pull cord up. We'll just feed it in the old hole there, that's it. All the way around, and there's a little tiny groove on these pull cords. Just about there it is. Goes into a little tiny slot there, and then you can then rotate this string round. Okay, now we can start the winding process, and all I do is just wind this round, and you'll feel, well, I know it by tension, but about 7 or 8 winds should be significant, okay? But you'll start to feel when the spring has really got some tension on it, and you think, do you know what, I daren't go one more in case that spring breaks. So that's where that is now. That's where I don't want to pull any more past it. Now you've got to find that hole. And don't let go of this, because this will just go ping. There's a hole gone here somewhere. That's there. Okay, so now you want to go. It won't go all the way around. So come off one turn, and it's got to go to there. That's where it's got to be. Now get your pull cord. Burn one end of it. Stick it through the old hole on the inside when you find it. There it is. And then just line it up. As you push that string through, you'll see it come out the bottom. Once you've got it lined up, it's just literally being caught up. And a little tiny piece of plastic, there it is. Pull that out. And then push the knot that was already tied, push that down inside the pull cord so it doesn't get caught up on anything. And then slowly release the pull cord. Keep hold of the string at all times. There it is. Keep hold of that string, don't let it go, because now what you want to do is connect it to the pull cord handle, which is this end. Let me just fish this bit of cord out very quickly. Should have done it beforehand, preparation and all that. Get rid of that bit. Push that through. All the way. Take a bit of pull cord out if you want to, and tie that in a knot. Nice good sized knot, if need be do 2. And then push that back in there, and there you go. 1 working pull cord, and when you turn it over, the dogs will come out in the centre to catch the flywheel cup as well. That's that done. Let's bring the mower in and see if this engine will turn over. Wants a bit of a plastic weld put on there or something, because it's got a little bit of burring. I dare say it's not been pulled through the correct angle, been pulled too high. That's what's done that, pulled it up in the air. But I might do a bit of plastic welding on that, because that's going to get caught. So I might melt all of that and reheat it, but we'll see. Let's get the mower back in, and we'll have a quick little look, see what's happening about the mower, and try and get it fired up. Right, got the mower here. Let's check fuel. Fuel tank is wet, but it hasn't got a lot of any fuel in it, so it hasn't long had fuel in it. Grass box, the grass looks pretty good, as in quite still green, so it hasn't that long been out of action, this little puppy. So it's got 3 little collars on there, which is right. That all sits down to there. That's not sitting quite low enough, I would like, for some reason. Oh, what's that there? Just dropped something. Tiny collar. Sits down that way. That might be why. That's better. That's better. That's better. Right, that's all now sat down as it should. Happy with that. And now I want to bring in a tray, and this will have a little tiny 10 mils, but the ones with flanged bottoms to them. And I'm guessing these probably have little washers in there. Yeah, they do. So the washers go on the top cover. So these little tiny nuts don't have washers, because we've got like, they're flanged nuts. So they'll actually have like a washer attached to them, if you get my gist. So although it's not a very expensive mower, just with a little bit of help, I'm hoping this could turn a few quid, as it was free. I don't like the way that this pull cord is set up here like that. It's going to get caught up and jammed, so I need to do something with that. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. I might try and drill one of those lawnmower things on the handle here, so it's actually being pulled at that angle. It's just an issue, but when they designed it, they didn't think. But if I sell it the way it is, someone's going to be returning that inside a week, because the pull cord doesn't pull. So I need to figure something out with that. It's not designed to be pulled upright, so it's a manufacturer fault. It's quite common with these. They don't really care, because as long as they've got your money, this is a throwaway item. And I don't throw a lot away, as you all know. The fuel tank is tiny. Happy with that so far. That's all on. And have a little tiny cover. Just barely fits through there. Oh, that one might help. That's it. That one goes onto there. Onto there. Yeah, that's going to get caught up in there, an absolute treat. It wants like something metal on there to stop that from rubbing, or something just about down this level here. So that's going to get caught. Every time you pull it up, that's going to get caught. See there? So I've got to figure something out with that. What I'm going to do with that yet, I don't yet quite know. Maybe a little tiny metal bracket or something, just to try, or maybe a nut, put a nut through there. We'll figure something out. It's not life or death just yet. We need to find out if the engine actually runs yet. That's what I need to do. 2 or 3 washers. One in there, Matt's already got one. One in down here. And then a 10mm or 8mm screwdriver with a socket on it. Could be a 10, yeah, 10. It would be one I don't have on my screwdriver. Stick that in there. Do that one up. Do that one up. And this last one, it doesn't want to do it. Cool, right, so all back together. Let's check the oil, because this is now my machine. It's a bit dirty, this old machine. You can do a jet wash off really, but I shan't be doing that until I know it runs. Oil is halfway, just over half, so that'll do enough just to run it. Let's put some petrol in. And as I said, fire. It did have some petrol in it. It was a very small amount indeed. Not enough to run it for no more than about 10 seconds. So we'll take it outside and we'll try and fire it up. See what happens. If it starts and runs, lovely, it'll be serviced. If it doesn't, we'll come back and do a carburetor clean or something. So a bit of fuel goes in. Cool. That's half a tank, but I only had about 250ml in there. I'm just checking for fuel leaks out of the carburetor, which is common with these engines. Nothing as we get a bit of stuff there, that's oil. Where it's been tipped up. Right, I'll take it outside, meet you outside, I'll put the mic on because it's a bit windy, and we'll see if I can get this little machine to fire up, and we'll go from there. Okay, let's go for a fire up. So we don't get. I think it's priming. Okay, so runs pretty well for what it is. As I say, it's not a commercial mower by any restraints of it. It's a very, very cheap, economical homeowner mower. But I'm not happy with the pull cord. Really can't sell it like it at all. So I have a couple of ideas in how I want to repair it. I could try some plastic welding, but my theory is it's only ever going to go back to it. You really want something a bit lower down to stop you pulling it quite so high. That's what it is, but I don't think that's going to happen. So what I've come up with, got quite a nice little flat plateau there that I can do something with. It's got to stay in there. So what I've come up with, here comes the weather. I've got a washer, which literally I have just bent over and drilled. And I'm thinking, if I put that into there and then rivet that shut, I might even get away with actually drilling maybe another hole there. Now there is room for this. Yeah. If I rivet that there, drill another hole possibly here, another hole possibly there, I can rivet that down and put the string through that, and that will stop all that movement. So let me get this pre-drilled again. One hole about here, one hole about here, and then I'm going to cut that cord again and rivet it to this piece of plastic, and we'll see how that gets on. Okay, so we're somewhere close-ish. That's going to go through there, into position. As I say, if I can get a couple of screw fixes into that, that will stop all that movement. That's the theory. So I'm going to get one in here first, and then one over here. That'd be the main two, and I can just about tag one onto here. So that's what we'll go with. Let me just grab my drill. It's going to be a bit cack-handed. I'm trying to hold it all into place whilst manipulation. The one about there. If I can get it in. Mo wants to move forward, of course, and you guys need to try and watch. There. That's where I want it. That's one. So let me now tie this pull cord handle back up, because I don't want it disappearing into the pull cord, or I've got to take it all back off again, and that would be rather annoying. So some people see this as a bit of a bodge fix, but don't forget, you're keeping costs down, you're repairing stuff. It just beats buying a brand new pull cord assembly, and guess what? If you bought a brand new pull cord assembly, exactly the same would happen. Should have had a metal washer in there, inserted in there from day one. So, am I improving it? Yes, I am. I don't think I'm making it any worse. So, let me get some rivets. I don't go too big. That doesn't need to be a massive hole. I wouldn't have said. That'll do. A couple of them. Let me get my rivet gun. Don't laugh at the rivet gun, because it does need work, but it does work. It's just not very good. I'll go in there. That'll come round. That'll go into there, hopefully. If it'll fit. Yeah, it does. That one into there. If it'll fit. Once that string goes down into place, it's now going to try and bite me. Into there. That needs to be tipped down if I can get it to about there. Right, that's one. Quite happy with that. Let's do the next one. Okay, first one's in place. It's already quite secure already, which is quite cool. So the next one is going to go into here. It's got quite a bridged gap actually, so I might go a bit careful. Should be enough. So I might need to have a slightly longer one to go in. It will go, I think. It will take. It will be lovely. I want to go the other side of that that collar. Let's try and push it all the way in as far as I can get it before I put on it. That's there. That's it. A bit of this. Then pulled it in. Bit of that. Still pulls. And look, that ain't going nowhere. Do you know what? I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm quite happy with that. Let's put the cover back on. wherever it may be. Here it is. As I say, some of you may agree with me, some of you may not. You know, it's what you are. You know, I am someone trying to make money out of repairing lawnmowers as cheap as possible, but the fix has got to be right. All right, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with that fix. In fact, I'm convinced it's actually better than what it was before. Held on by 2 rivets, which are not going to be going anywhere. Little let's bring you guys up a bit better. Let's see what's going on. A little tiny nut in there. Yes. Okay. Actually, one more nut which I had over here on my pocket, one or the other. Let me locate that. Oh, it's no, it's not. I happened knocking about somewhere. I was mucking about a bit. I had it in my hand, so. Let me just find that, missing one just down here, and I'll come back. Right, that's on now on there. So now happy. Let's now see if it'll start up and see if it'll not catch. The problem is it's absolutely now lashing down the rain again. It was quite nice today. Well, it was dry, but let's see. So now a couple of pumps on there, and now I don't want that to catch. That's the idea. Oh, non-starter. You may want a carburetor cleaned. We shall see. Really? Let's bring a bit of fuel down. It was running. We all see it running. But there you go. That's what happens. Not everything is as easy as you think it is. Let's just bring a bit of fuel down. Yeah, we've got fuel. We've got fuel. But it may want a carburetor clean. At some point. It may not be priming right. Dead man is working as it should do. To be fair, the spark plug is probably all mushed up because it's been tipped up and all sorts. So. It'll probably do with a new spark plug. It's going to be fully serviced anyway, so I'm not overly concerned. Let's have a quick look at the old plug. See what that's doing. There'll probably be one of these cheapos in here anyway, which they do fail. It's quite a warm plug too, because it's cheap. Let's have a little look, see what we got in there. Long old threads. Yeah. Torques. We don't like torques in this workshop. We've been them. We don't like them. They're hideous. We don't do the torques in here. Brand new NGK BPRS one in there. 10-minute length off. Wasn't anywhere near the threads. Right, let's put that in there. This should help. I don't like them torques. I don't like them one iota. Just not for me. But when I saw a video the other day, someone slating NGKs. I think it was in Canada. It says he had generators running for about 15 minutes and then the plug was starting to fail after that, which does happen. But I don't have many problems with NGK stuff. I have problems with spark plugs not fitting onto engines. That's it. Right, that's on. Let's try that with a new spark plug in there. If that makes any difference. So I haven't primed it this time, remember? I'm not saying that plug is no good, but it's no good. It's been tipped up. It's running pretty lean, actually, to be fair. But this is one of the Torx ones. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan for that reason. That goes in there. Right. So she's a runner. Got to be fully serviced and what have you. I'll give a bit of a clean up before I come back. Right, there it is. Bit of a clean up. I haven't finished it yet. I've got to service it, as I say, but just want to take some of the dirt off before I service it. And then all serviced up, and that'll be sold. So it's been about 2 or 3 minutes since I last fired it up. I want to get another pull without a prime, just so I can rule out the that old spark plug. So I haven't primed it. I just want to check to see if this is working. This little tiny washer that I put on. I was fighting a whack on my hand to get something behind me. Yeah, that's going to do the job. I'm super happy about that lawnmower can have it serviced and sold. Okay, fantastic. That's that little Power Force lawnmower, which I got completely for free. Needs to have a service, so sort of have a new plug, so I've all changed, do the old blade on it, all that sort of good stuff, and the pull cord's been done. Let me know what you thought about that little fix on the pull cord. It's not everyone's cup of tea, I fully understand that, but what are you going to do apart from plastic weld it, or either buy a complete new pull cord assembly? But my guessing is, if it happened once, it'll happen again. And now with that little tiny washer, that ain't going nowhere. It's not rubbing, it's not fraying, anything like that, so that should be good. If this is the first time you're watching Micks Mowers, don't forget to hit the old subscribe button or whack the old bell. Set your notifications to all. That way you'll be told, 1, I've either released another video, or 2, I'm on my Saturday night weekly live stream between 6:30 and 10 o'clock in the UK time, where you can come up on the panel, join me for fun, games and much, much more. Thank you very much for enjoying this episode of Micks Mowers. If you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up, help towards the growth of my channel, and I'll look forward to seeing all you guys and girls next time on the next episode of Micks Mowers very, very soon. But until then, people, don't forget, more importantly, take her easy.